to really show my age with this video, so let's just do it one time for the 99 to the 2000s. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Britney Alea, and I'm excited about today's video, like super excited about it. Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like today is the day that you guys are gonna find out that I'm actually ancient, like I'm actually a relic. Like I'm like a fossil that you like excavated out of the ground and then you pulled it out and blew the dust off. Like that's how old I am. But it's fine. It's fine because, you know, I'm still cute or whatever. So it's fine. It's all right. It's okay. Anyway. Anyway. I'm going to be talking about my favorite things from the like late 90s, early 2000s. I turned 10 in the year 2000. So like I feel like from 1995 to 2005, that was like the heyday of my childhood. So like I just want to reminisce with you guys about some of the things that I love about the late 90s, early 2000s. So if you're interested in that, please be sure to like this video. Before you leave this video, comment down below some of the things that you loved about the 90s, or if you weren't alive in the 90s, some things that you think seem interesting based upon what I'm talking about here today. And then subscribe to my channel and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so today's video is going to be very random. I have some TV shows, some songs, some things, some events that happened in the 90s, and we're just going to chit chat about some things that I remember from my childhood. Starting with Cousin Skeeter. Y'all weren't outside yet when Cousin Skeeter was on TV. I'm telling y'all wasn't out. Shout out to Terrific Tariq. Y'all were not out yet. Y'all weren't. Cousin Skeeter was about a teenage boy named Bobby. He was played by Richard Richard, who I think is best known, at least from me, from playing Arnez on 101. His best friend's name was Nina. She was played by Megan Good. And then his cousin Bobby was voiced by Bill Bellamy. So Skeeter moves in with Bobby. Bobby lives in New York City, and Skeeter's moving from down south up north to live with Bobby in New York City. Skeeter is a puppet. The fact that Skeeter is a puppet is never mentioned. And it's hilarious because him being a puppet just makes everything so much more funny. Like he gets into so many antics, and him being a puppet just makes it hilarious. And the fact that no one acknowledges his puppetness, is that even a thing? No one acknowledges the puppetness of it all. So I'm just like, okay, so this puppet is getting into all these antics and no one is acknowledging that he is stuffed. Like I'm so confused. Like, but he used to get Bobby into so much trouble. Like I would be ready to see what they were going to get into today. And I would always be like, Bobby, why are you doing that? Because Bobby would be the voice of reason. He would say, Skeeter, we can't do that. We're going to get in trouble. But then he would always still go with Skeeter's plan. And then they would get in trouble. And then somehow Nina would have to come and save them. And I'm just like, here we go. Black women always got to save everybody. Here come Nina having to fix the mess that Bobby got into because he went along with Skeeter's plan. Loved Cousin Skeeter. Like, oh God. And then Skeeter was a ladies' man. This little puppet was pulling them. Okay? He had all the ladies. Like, I don't get it. So the best part about Cousin Skeeter though, the theme song. That song is better than songs that are on TV right now. I'm going to put a little clip of that song in here. You know how he does. You know Skeeter flows. All I want to do is hug you because I like your stilo. That song is good. First of all, Cousin Skeeter was on TV during a time when Nickelodeon was black. Like Nickelodeon was blackity black. Like we had all that, and all that did have like 2 white cast members. There was Lori Beth Denberg and Amanda Bynes and that white guy. I don't know his name, but the 3 of them were great, and they added a nice little mix to it. But everyone else was black on the cast, and then all of the performers were black. I mean, like rappers, R&B singers. Like it was such a black show. Like it was. Nickelodeon was black. Then they had Taina for the Afro Latinas. They had Brothers Garcia. They weren't really black, but they was black enough. They was close. Then we had My Brother and Me. Like, then we had Keenan and Kel. Nick Cannon had a show. Nickelodeon was black. Forget Make America Great Again. Make Nickelodeon black again. What's going on, Nick? What's going on, Nick? Back in the day, you would turn into Nickelodeon, and there was so many black people on. You might think you was watching BET Junior. It was so black, and I'm just like, now you turn Nickelodeon. It's just, you know, it's a little less flavored. There's no Lawry's on it anymore. Like they definitely took the Lawry's out. It's definitely giving gluten-free vegan. It's giving all of that. It's not giving what it used to give back in the 90s. I'm telling you, it was the best. But anyway, Cousin Skeeter, if you haven't seen it, there are a few episodes on YouTube. Please go check it out if you want to have yourself a good laugh. Next. This is really random. I'm gonna try not to say this is random to everything because this whole list is random. This video is random. My channel is random. But anyway, this next thing is called The Box. Do you guys remember The Box? The Box was like, how am I gonna explain this? The Box was a TV channel that you would turn to, and like in half of the screen, not even half of the screen, probably like 3/4 of the screen would be like playing a video, a music video. The rest of the screen would be scrolling up. It would be songs that you could call in and request, and then at the bottom it would be like the phone numbers to call. So okay, so you got the one box here that's like the video. You got scrolling names of songs that you can call and request, and then a number at the bottom like on a ticker going across the screen. And you literally would have to call in and request your song that you wanted to play, and they would play it. So I remember one time, only one time, me and my cousin would watch The Box every day at the school. And one time she called and they played her song. I think they played Tupac because my cousin was obsessed with Tupac. They played some Tupac for her, and we were just so hyped because they played her song on The Box. Like, could you imagine coming home and watching a channel where the video, first of all, is not even full screen. It's a little screen of a video with songs scrolling up. It looked like, have you ever watched the channel that tells you what's on all the other channels? What's that channel called? I guess it's called like the TV Guide channel. Yeah. It looked like that. It honestly looked like that. But instead of like showing you what's on other channels, this showed you possible songs that you can order. And then it gave you the phone number. Like, the fact that this was like such a popular station cracks me up. But it's one of those things that could not have survived. Like, it was very much so of its time, because it wouldn't work now. Like, no one will go through that much trouble to watch a video now. You just look at it on YouTube. But at the time, oh, The Box was everything. Like, it was everything. Next, ringtones. Ringtones, custom ringtones. Do you guys remember the time when you had custom ringtones in your phone for everyone who was calling you? You know, your mom might have like Dear Mama from Tupac. Your best friend might have something from Nelly. Your sister might have, like, everybody had a song assigned to them, to the point where when you hear your phone ringing, you don't even have to think about who's calling you. Forget the caller ID. You knew who was calling you by your ringtone. Me and my best friend, we actually had like recorded our voices and then like put some music in the background and made our own ringtone. So like when I call her phone, they'd be like, "Hey girl, pick up the phone, it's me." And then she would call me and be like, "Hey girl, pick up the phone, it's me." It's just like, oh god. And then like you would have the craziest songs in your ringtone. Imagine being in like church and like ludicrous song, "I wanna lick you from your head to your toes," on somebody's phone. Like, the songs that we had on our phone were just wild. Like, why is this your ringtone? Like, oh my god. Custom ringtones. I'm starting a one-woman campaign to bring back custom ringtones. Maybe not everybody has their own, but I've already started. My text message ringtone is Kim Possible. And every time I get a text message, I just get very happy. I get a little serotonin boost because I hear the dun, 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 and it makes my day. So I'm bringing it back, one ringtone at a time, and y'all should join me. It should be a thing. Next, Nextel phones. And not even just Nextel phones. I'm going to call them because I know other companies started making them too. Chirp phones. Do you guys remember chirp phones? Why are we walking around with full-grown construction worker walkie-talkies as our cell phones? Why? I remember my chirp phone, and I was so hyped to get it. Like, my chirp phone, like, I'd be like, "Boop, boop. What you doing, girl? I'm outside." My friend be like, "Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I'm coming, I'm on my way." Like, what? And then people never really understood the etiquette. Like, there was an etiquette to it, and a lot of people didn't know the etiquette. And I'm gonna tell you if this was the etiquette, and then you're gonna tell me if you were following proper etiquette or not. You had to alert people before you just came through their phone saying anything. I could be with my grandma and you coming through saying something crazy. So you would send someone a little alert, and it would like make this like little beep, or like it would be like a little ring, but not a full ring like if someone to call your phone, but just like a little alert, so you knew that you were about to get somebody to come through and chirp you, so then you could like turn your volume down or whatever. Because when people chirped you, their voice just started like emanating through your phone, like loud. It was loud. And it's crazy to think that I love that phone so much, because I'm one of the people now that I hate when people are on speakerphone talking on their phone, like in a group of people. Like if my mom or like one of my friends or somebody has their phone on speaker, I'm like, girl, if you don't get yourself some AirPods or put that phone to your ear, because I hate it. But back then, you'd be anywhere in the market, whatever, listening to someone's full conversation, because everybody's phone was on speaker and everybody was just, the voice was just coming right through their phone. That was just a good old ratchet time. Oh God, the time of chirping. That was a good time. If you missed it, you missed out on a good time. Next, another phone. Sidekicks. For someone who didn't have a job at this time, I sure had a lot of phones. I had a lot of phones. But anyway, sidekicks. Sidekicks were everything. The best part about sidekicks, let's not even hold it, was the way it opened. Like that swivel screen thing. That was the best part of the phone, honestly. And then I guess like the texting thing, 'cause it was like a little mini computer, because the way that it was like a full like keyboard. It was just sidekicks, man. Sidekicks. And then also they had that game. It was I don't know what it was called. I feel like it was called the ball game. Was it not? Whatever the case is, the ball game would like, it looked just like Mario Brothers, but instead of having Mario and Luigi, it was like a little ball and it would bounce around going through the same type of adventures that Mario and Luigi went through. It was hard as I don't know what, and it was only on Sidekick phones, and I loved that game. And I love that phone simply because I like pulling it out and flipping my screen up. It didn't make that noise, I'm just making a noise, but like you just flip the screen up and yeah, you just had your sidekick and you was living your best little life with your sidekick. I don't feel like it did anything else that spectacular. And it was really awkward to hold when you were talking on the phone. But if you didn't have one, I don't know. You didn't have one. You wasn't out here. LimeWire. Do you guys remember LimeWire? You're going to jail. I promise you're going to jail. We're all going to jail. I may or may not have downloaded so much music from LimeWire onto my computer that my computer was wheezing. Like I would turn it on and it would go like that's the sound my computer would make as I tried to turn it on, because there was so much music and movies downloaded to it from LimeWire. LimeWire was a platform where you could go on and download music, movies, games, anything. Like basically it was just like a bunch of pirated content that you could go on and download. You should not have been doing it, because the amount of viruses that you could have caught from LimeWire, and people who I actually know downloaded things from LimeWire that messed their computer completely up. But as a kid, I didn't think about that. I just wanted to be able to hear whatever song I wanted to hear. And I feel like LimeWire came and like knocked the box out. LimeWire came and the box kind of, that I feel like that was what made the box not as relevant anymore, because then you could, okay, instead of having to come home and order from the box, I could download from somewhere like LimeWire. So I feel like we were coming. This is, you can see how technology was changing, you know. But LimeWire, oh my god, I was making mixtapes. I was like burning DVDs. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Why? Should not have been doing that. I remember my computer I had at the time, it was like I had begged for this computer. It was like a flat screen. It was like when they first started making flatter screen like computers. It was like one of the first ones. I was so excited about it. I had begged for it from Christmas. I probably from the beginning of that year begged for it all the way until the year until the time I got it. And I ruined it with music from LimeWire. Like, I can't even. Next, Blockbuster. Blockbuster. I'm so sad to think about the fact that Blockbuster is not here, because I remember it kind of being like a Friday night ritual for me and my mom to like go to Blockbuster. I pick out a kids movie, she pick out a movie that she wants to watch, we get some popcorn, and in the kids movie section they had like toys and stuff. I would go pick out a toy or two, get me some candy. Like going to Blockbuster was an event in and of itself. Going to Blockbuster was just so much fun. And then you like, as a kid, you like sneak to the back and look at the movies you're not really supposed to be looking at. Y'all did it too. Don't act like you did. But Blockbuster was so much fun. I'm so sad that it's not here anymore. I forget that there's some people who may not know what Blockbuster is. But Blockbuster was like a VHS rental store. I mean, eventually they got DVDs when DVDs came out, but when I was a small kid, they only had VHSs. And you would walk in there, and whatever movie you wanted to watch, you would order. As soon as like it would go from like, movies would go from the movie theater to Blockbuster, and then to like you being able to buy it at home and just like watch it. So you would go and you would go to pick up your movie, kind of like how Redbox is. I don't think Redbox is still a thing anymore either. But kind of like how you just go to Redbox and pick out a DVD, but instead of just a station, this is a full place where you walked in and got your DVD or got your VHS tape and you just came home and watched your little movie and it was a good time. And I'm sad that it's not here anymore because it was just such a fun place to go to and get your little movies, and now I'm sad. Next is the show My Brother and Me. Do you guys remember My Brother and Me? I feel bad that every time I bring this show up, I have to like literally explain every detail to people for them to remember it. And I'm like, no, this was a great show. For some reason, I only had one season and it was a great show. This is again back in the time where we had Black Nick. We need to start a campaign, make Nick Black again. Like I said, we need to get on this, y'all. We need to unite and we need to make Nick Black again because I don't know what's going on over there, Nickelodeon. But anyway, My Brother and Me, the main character was this boy named Alfie. He was a preteen. He was in like middle school. He had a little brother named Dee Dee, best friend named Goo, his older sister whose name I don't remember, his mom, his dad, and his older sister's best friend. His older sister's best friend was played by Amanda Seales. I think that's like one of the first things that she was in, and I loved her in it. She's always been a great actress. Like, say what you want about Amanda Seales, the girl is talented. So I loved My Brother and Me so much. Goo and Alfie would get into so many antics, and then Dee Dee would do so many like annoying little brother things. It was just so cute. The mom and dad were great. Like, My Brother and Me was just so good, and I felt bad because no one ever remembers it but me. And I'm talking about people my age, people older, people a little bit younger than me. Like, nobody, I feel like when I talk about it, people are like, oh, what? And I'm like, y'all don't remember My Brother and Me? Where were y'all at? My Brother and Me was a great show and you should watch it. There are some episodes on YouTube, but I'm gonna buy it because My Brother and Me is just that. It just means that much to me. Next. This is probably the most random thing on this list. This man right here. I'm gonna put his picture here. This man right here, Gilbert Gottfried, was everywhere in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I can't imagine why. I cannot fathom why. He has the most annoying voice ever. His voice pierces through your ear. Like, it, even thinking about his voice right now, like when you hear it, it like permeates your mind. Like, you're just like, ah, what is that? Like, his voice is so annoying. Him and that Clear Eyes guy. Do y'all remember the Clear Eyes guy?
For dry, red eyes, Clear Eyes is awesome.
The Clear Eyes guy and Gilbert, their voices, oh my God. Like, and he was everywhere. Like, he was making money. Oh, that man was making monies in the 90s and 2000s. Like, I hope he was saving because he was everywhere. You couldn't turn on the TV without seeing this man or hearing this man. Sir, please, why do you have to sound like that? Why do you sound that way? It just, Now I'm gonna have to put a clip of his voice in here now and torture y'all too, because thinking about his voice is now just annoying me.
Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in its little garage.
Next, the PJs. Do y'all remember the PJs? So the PJs was a cartoon centered around people who lived in the Hilton Jacobs projects, and it was starring Eddie Murphy, who played the superintendent of the building, whose name was Thurgood. His wife, whose name I don't quite remember, but she was played by Loretta Devine, a queen, a legend, that girl. And then her sister, who was played by Jennifer Lewis, her name was BB, period. Jennifer Lewis as well is a legend. And then her, BB's husband, Jimmy, who was Korean. And the antics that everybody in this building got into, honey. There was a Haitian voodoo lady who was always setting spells on people. There was the kids, Juicy and Calvin, who would follow the super around. There was the neighborhood crackhead Smokey, who was always in the building, and the Thurgood would always have to chase him out. Like, this show I know wasn't for kids, but I watched it as a kid and I loved every second of this show. And I rewatched it recently and it's a good show. If you want to laugh, honestly, some of the things that, like, rewatching as an adult, some of the things in the show, I had my mouth agape, like, what is that? The PJs? I could not believe that this was on TV. Like, this, please just go watch the PJs. Like, I can't even explain it. My favorite episode is the episode when I think he's supposed to be Snoop Dogg. Like, yeah, the one, all right, so Calvin, one of the kids, he ends up like being able to rap a little bit. So he gets like discovered by this rapper who is Snoop Dogg. I know it's played by Snoop Dogg, but I don't remember if that was his name on there too. And they like go on tour with him, and then come to find out he was like corrupt, and it's like this whole thing, and Super has to come save him. It was so many good episodes, but that one is the one that sticks out on my mind. Is my favorite. Please go watch the PJs if you haven't seen it yet. Next, this is an event, and do y'all remember when Kanye West was black? Like, do y'all remember when Kanye West said on national TV after Hurricane Katrina, he looked dead in the camera while he was standing there with Austin Powers, whose name I think is Mike Myers, but he's just gonna be Austin Powers for the purposes of this video. He's standing there with Austin Powers, and he says, yes, all of this is happening because George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Tragic loss of all. George Bush doesn't care about black people. Please call.
In the past few days,
he like tilted his head and was like, that's it. Austin Powers' face was like, it was like, he stared at Kanye for a good minute with nothing to say, and then he didn't know what to say after that, because I don't even think that he's from the United States. Like, I think he just had no idea what to say. Like, he didn't know if he should agree, disagree. Like, I think they just cut to commercial because it was just so awkward, and then they came back and Mike and Kanye was gone. Oh my god, that event was everywhere. Everyone was talking about that. Like, that was an event. Where is that Kanye? I need to add that to my list. Ringtones, Nickelodeon Black, Kanye. We need to get back to rectifying all of these things that I'm putting this. I'm compiling the list, y'all. And we need to be ready to get it together when it's time. Next. 106 in Park. I used to come home from school and watch 106 in Park religiously. Me and my friends would three-way call each other just to talk about what was on the countdown. What was number 1? What was number 2? What's going to be number 10 this week? Like, we would watch 106 in Park religiously. Freestyle Friday, though. Freestyle Friday? Bro, Freestyle Friday. They used to go ham. They could really rap. I don't know where they found the people who competed in Freestyle Friday, but they were all usually really, really good. And when they weren't good, it was hilarious because they would be against somebody who was like exceptionally good, and then this person would be trash, and it would just be so obvious, and they'd go in on them, and the crowd would be like, ah! Like, 106 in Park. Do you guys remember the moment when when Destiny's Child performed and Michelle fell and Kelly and Beyonce like basically stepped over her to continue performing? It's not funny, but bro, that was the best. Oh my god. And Free and AJ were the best hosts, hands down. Like, oh my god, I love Free and AJ. And I'm not even gonna lie, people give them a lot, but like people give Roxy and Terrence a lot of slack, but I think that they were great hosts as well, honestly. It took a while for us to get used to them. Like, we had to get over the shock of Free and AJ not being there, because I feel like, I don't remember if there was an episode where they mentioned that they were leaving. It was like we came home from school one day and turned on 106 in Park, and it was new people, and it was like, who the heck are y'all? And I just feel like it was like, hey, we're Terrence and Roxy. And I'm like, okay, but where are Free and AJ? I thought like, are y'all just like substituting? y'all substituting? Where the real teachers at? Because I don't like this. I don't like this class. I ain't signed up for this. But eventually I got used to them. And they always had this awkward, weird tension. I don't know if they were like planning it up for the cameras or if they actually had this weird like sexual tension. But there was one episode where there was this girl on the show, and I think she was just a fan, and Terrence was kind of flirting with her, and he had made a comment about her and said something like, oh, well, Roxy wishes she had that like that. And Roxy was like, and then he kept on saying comments like that to the point where Roxy basically threw her microphone down and didn't come back for the rest of that episode. And then from there, I knew that was the beginning of like them probably phasing out Terrence and Roxy, and eventually that happened. And then after that, I knew it was the end, because here comes Bow Wow and his gang of whoever's. It was Bow Wow and just like a rotation of other people, and I'm just like, what is this? Why is this a thing? But after that, 106 in Park got canceled. But 106 in Park was great during its heyday, and I really miss it. BT, we need a show like that again. What y'all doing over there? Like, I feel like there's not much going on over there to where y'all can't give us a show that's similar to 106 in Park. Because outside of Freestyle Friday and performances and all of that, they also used to have really good discussions and like topical things, and they would have people come on there and they would interview them. It was a great show. We need 106 in Park. Let's add it to the list as well. Next. These two shows need no introduction. I don't need to tell you guys what these shows are. Living Single and Martin. Living Single and Martin are some of the best TV shows we made on TV, period. Comedic shows. These shows were amazing. Living Single, the dynamics between those ladies, amazing. Maxine from Living Single, are you kidding me? Chocolate, bad, dreads, always done. She's an attorney. She gets any man she wants. She's confident. She's sassy. Maxine from Living Single is that babe. She's that joint. Like, you're not going to tell me that Maxine from Living Single isn't a baddie. All the women are beautiful, of course. But you just, the dynamics, like you have Regina's bougie, Khadijah's level-headed and like responsible. What's her name? Sinclair is wacky as I don't know what. Maxine is like the strong, independent woman. Then you have the men upstairs. It's just, Living Single is everything. And then Martin. I love Martin. I feel like, and this is probably gonna be a very unpopular opinion, Gina should have left Martin a few times. I'm sorry. Gina should have left Martin a few times. I was gonna say that. But I love that show. My favorite character, y'all gonna be like, girl, why? My favorite character was Bruh-Man. It's just because you never knew when he was gonna come down from the 5th floor and come through and go in and eat food out the refrigerator, or be cutting his toenails on the couch, or eating the corn chip. Like, Bruh-Man was just so random, and I love little random things like that aren't really a part of the like main storyline that's going on in the show, but it's just like a random thing that happens. But I loved Bruh-Man. Oh my god, I love Bruh-Man. I love Martin in general. Like, Martin and Living Single, classic shows. Classic. Next is a song. Do you guys remember the song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Who? It was by a group called the Baha Men. Why was this song so popular? Explain it to me. This song was everywhere. First of all, this song is about them going to the club. All the women in the club are unattractive. So then they proceed to bark at the women and call them dogs. Misogyny much? I'm like, what? The thing that blows my mind, this song has a Grammy. Baha Men, Who Let the Dogs Out, has a Grammy, but Nicki Minaj has no Grammy. Explain life to me. What is the world that we live in today? What? The Weeknd didn't get a Grammy last year when he had one of the most amazing albums out last year. And you mean to tell me that Baha Men, Who Let the Dogs Out, a song where men are talking about barking at women who they think are unattractive, has a Grammy? What is life? What is life? Next. I'm gonna finish it out with this. This is it. The Thong Song by Cisco. The Thong Song by Cisco. I know a lot of people think of this song as a joke because he's talking about thongs and that's a funny thing. But Cisco is not singing on this song. Cisco is singing. Do you know the amount of runs? Like, this man is about a thong. He's singing so hard. Like, the vocals on Thong Song, that man is singing his little butt off on Thong Song. Like, don't play with Cisco. He's not one of them. He's not one of them. To be able to sing that passionately and you're singing about a thong, you're singing about panties. You are singing about panties and you're singing that passionately. Oh my god, the Thong Song. This man sings so much. And when you're watching the video, you're paying attention to all the stuff that's going on. But no one's talking about the vocals of Thong Song. He's singing. And Cisco really can sing. I've heard him in person. If you want to hear about me meeting Miss Cisco, I have a video. It's called Exposing Celebrities I Met Before. And I know from experience that he's not one of them. Like, don't play with him. Not when it comes to his singing and not in general at all. Just don't play with him. But Cisco and Thong Song, my man really can sing. And he put his stank on that song. Okay? Alright guys. guys, so that's all. I'm choking. Coronavirus. Alright guys, that's all I have for this video. Please be sure to like this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you would have added to this list if you were making this video. I may make another one of these because there's a ton of things that I could have added to this list. But these are just the things that popped in my head when I first think of my childhood. Like, I'm like, these are things that are like front of my head when I think of the 90s or the 2000s. But yeah, I may do another one of these videos, who knows. But let me know what you would have put in this video. Please be sure to like this video like I said, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
This Thursday, man, I'm dropping a collab video with Miss Britney, Alea. Listen, man, we dived into, hella topics. I think the video was fire. Make sure y'all check it out.